Hello, my name is Michael Balchitis, and welcome to my video copying and offsetting keyframes within Cinema 4D. Now there's going to be times where you want to animate something, and then you may want to take that animation and copy it in and bring it over to other objects within your object manager. So in this scene, we have a sweep that has a helix, and you can see this animation as it animates towards the bottom of your screen. Now you can see these key tracks here that I put in, or these keyframes here that I put in to the start growth. Now we have these other sweeps, and maybe we want to add those animations to these other objects. So what you would then do is go to your sweep, go to your start growth, and depending on where you animate, in this example we're going to use start growth. I'm going to right click on that, and you can see we have our menu that pops up, and then what we can then do is go to animation and then copy track. At this point then we can click on our sweep and we can paste in to our start growth. But what we can also do to save time is select both of these sweeps using command. I'm holding down command to select these two objects. And then what we can then do is right click on our start growth and then go to animation and then paste tracks. So now if I deselect those objects and then I go to each one individually, you can then see these other keyframes that have been pasted in. And I'll go to the third one that we have, and you can see these keyframes pasted in. So now I will play our animation, and you can see this animates all the way through. The only difference is that now maybe we want to offset these keyframes. So in order to do that, what we would have to do is go to our first sweep. Now we want to offset each one from the first one, and then offset the second one, offset the first one a little bit farther, and the sweep 2, which is this one, will offset that one just slightly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our first sweep object, click and drag within the timeline. You can see this gray line that goes across, and it selects the two keyframes, and you know that it's indicated by they turn orange. So what we can then do is click and drag within this gray area and click and drag, and then move this over to, say, maybe the 10th keyframe. And then what we can then do is go to our, let's give this a little bit of a play. You can see how that animates. So maybe we want to go to our sweep, our second sweep object, and you can see how this is just slightly offset. And we can adjust this, as needed. If we go to the first one, the third object, we go to the second object, and then we go to the third one, our first one that we have originally. So at this point, we can always adjust and make sure that we have this set up the way that we want. So what I can do is I can go to my camera, make sure we're looking through that, and play that through. It seems like a little bit too fast for me. So what I would like to do is I would like to select each of the three sweep objects. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to select all these keyframes. You can see this little dot right at the end. This will allow us to stretch out these keyframes and give it a little bit of a space in between. It just kind of gives us a little bit more room to work with, and it just kind of slows down this animation. So let's go through this and play this one more time, and that's a little bit better for me. And you can adjust this as needed, maybe give it just even a little bit more, pull this out even just a little bit more, and that gives us a little bit of a slower animation, and that's a little bit better for me. Okay, thank you very much for watching.